Hey everybody, it's your host T and my co-host Jesse,
What's up?
and we're gonna do Let's Not Play Cold Fear. So yet again,
I was trying to think of the name for a second there.
Cold Fear sounds like an Arctic wonderland. It reminds me of The Thing, actually. Anyway, let's get to it.
That kind of would work.
Anyway, this was another game. Me and Jesse were yet again out in the store, and
$3.
We found a $3 game, and we said,
We actually wanted Tony Hawk's Underground, but
yeah, we couldn't find Tony Hawk's Underground, so we bought Cold Fear instead. It was free, so
yeah.
this is why you get Let's Not Play Cold Fear. So, as always, me and Jesse, being the guys that we are, had to start this game and see how it played. And actually not bad.
Yeah, it didn't look bad. It looks like it copied Resident Evil 4 a bit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, right?
Yeah,
I mean, GoldenEye Rogue Agent copied Halo 2 and it ended up being like really bad, but
this one isn't awful.
yeah.
So the game is essentially your standard survival horror fare. You get a
You're on a
distress-
boat.
You're on a boat. You essentially get this distress call from who knows where, like some Russian oil tanker or something
Who
like
all
that.
want to shoot at you?
For some reason, because Russians are bad apparently. And they tell you that they don't really tell you anything. It's just a lot of screaming. And then the Marines come down with like all their super suits of armor.
Is that for only pistols with like 40 bullets?
Yeah, and they get destroyed, and then they send in you.
And
The
for some
co-
reason, the guy who's watching a TV monitor sees his Marines get killed and then screams, "Why aren't you guys responding?"
Why aren't you dying? And it's like showing this dude get ripped in half, like literally like gore and everything, just like ripped in two by what's clearly some kind of monster. So, we start this survival horror game as the character, who we for the life of us can't remember what his name is. It starts with an H and it sounds like Freeman. That's all you need to know.
His last name sounds like Freeman. I think it was Oh yeah, the difficulty, there was easy, normal, hard, and extreme.
Extreme! Yeah, no, so we picked normal, of course, and we started this up as Coast Guard something Freeman. We're gonna call him Heeman. So we started
Call him John Freeman. I'm just
John. The John is back. So we start this game on this sailboat where we are playing as the Coast Guard.
It's a freaking oil tanker.
Okay,
boat.
oil tanker. It's a boat.
On a boat.
On a boat.
What's
And
that?
you start as this, like, I think you're supposed to be the Coast Guard, but for some reason you look like Cyberspace Marine from the future with, like, a Ninja Gaiden mask and a pistol.
And stereotypical blonde hair.
And a stereotypical blonde hair, because every ninja has blonde hair. So you start on it, and it's your pretty standard. The gameplay kind of plays something
Graphics
like,
are pretty good for PS2.
hold on, we'll get to graphics. Let's go one at a time here. The gameplay. It starts with the gameplay is really Resident Evil 4-esque. Just picture playing Resident Evil 4, except you have no inventory system at all. Like it moves. You have two movements. You walk with your first person, where you have your gun out, or
It's not first person, it's just like overhead.
well, okay, overhead. It's like over the shoulder,
Yeah.
third person action. And you have third person, follow the camera, tank person walking. It's kind of like playing the poor man's Resident Evil. And you know what? This is really what it boils down to. We were playing and we got on, we walked around the ship, took damage from water. That was pretty funny.
I said I was going to make this joke. I said, if he jumps in the water, does he get wet or does the water get him instead?
Oh,
I think the
goodness.
water will get him instead because he got hurt from it.
It was pretty strange. So we played the first bit of it. We actually played it quite a bit. In fact, we played like
We
the
probably
first.
made it through like half of the boat part.
We played for like 2.5 hours or so. We didn't think we would. We got to the first save point, and we didn't have an instruction manual, so we had no idea what we were doing. We walked in, and this is where the survival horror stuff started, right? It was your standard quiet boat ride, and nothing's happening. You walk up to the door, and wham! Nothing happens. Like,
No,
the door
you're
will
wrong.
swing open.
The door is locked.
We'll get to that. Oh, that's part of the foibles. So you walk around and nothing happens for like an hour and a half. We played this game, and it was like jump scare after jump scare of absolutely nothing. Like a rat would jump out at us, or it was dark and the lights would turn on and the room was covered in blood.
I remember you like walked up to a fridge or something, and you were like, "That fridge is a different color than this room. Something's gonna pop out." You walk up to it, a dead body just.
I didn't even like
falls
just
out.
stare at it. I said, "Jesse, stop. Look at that fridge. Something's coming out of that fridge."
No kidding.
It was like a different color than the wall. The
It
rest
looked
of the-
higher resolution. Yeah.
I was like, there's gonna be, and sure enough, wham! And it wasn't anything either. It was like a corpse fell out of the fridge. I don't know what he was doing in there, but he was like mutilated already. So
Yeah, well, we shot his head up to make sure.
just in case, necromorphs have taught me anything. It's they're not dead until their head is in chunks.
I don't know, man. That one swiped at you a couple times.
We'll get to the enemies too. So after a good long time, we got a story of these oil refinery like searching Russians found some sort of thing at the bottom of the ocean, some sort of parasite, and they decided to, rather than run like hell or burn the things, they decided to experiment on it in classic Resident Evil fashion.
Wait, what was it? It was apes, no, dogs, apes, orcas, and humans.
And humans, of course. We were, of course, shocked by the apes one being on a boat. Where they got the apes, we're not sure. It was an oil tanker, but okay.
Who cares, man?
They're Russians. They can get whatever they want.
Dude, they have Siberia. I don't know if there's apes out there. Probably not.
Siberian monkeys, maybe?
Probably not. Whatever, let's move on.
Okay, moving on. So we go through the gameplay, and the game runs pretty smoothly. No real glitches or any problems like that.
No.
There was one glitch.
Shark vision?
Shark vision, okay. The camera is a bit buggy, but that's to be said about any old Resident Evil game, right? I mean, pretty heinous, but handleable, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was spinning in circles a lot. I wish I could put up some video of this, but like I have this video of me like spinning in circles and the camera's going the opposite direction. I'm like, oh, I can't see. The only other problem is my head seems to disappear periodically. Like it clips itself off of my body, and I kind of have this like Ninja Gaiden mask under there. So every time I examine things, my head is gone. Only problem. Let's get to the actual.
That might be
meat
the
of
CD,
this.
though.
That could be the CD. Yeah, I mean, I paid nothing for it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Let's get to the gameplay wise. Gameplay is clearly some sort of third person over like the shoulder
Did we just
shooter.
say that?
Yeah, but we haven't even touched on like the enemies. What problem?
First enemy you find are the Russians. Who
Yeah,
just have
there's
scared Russians with pistols.
There's a lot of Russians, and all they do is panic and shoot at you. Like they don't even ask you a question. Your guy speaks Russian apparently. And
Also, when you kill a guy with a machine gun, you can walk up to him. I can't use that type of ammo. I don't have that gun. I don't. Well, dude, the gun's right beside the
just
ammo.
pick up the machine gun. It's like we were playing Fallout before this, and we pick up machine
We
gun.
saw a guy shoot like a laser
machine gun. Yeah, we walked over,
to it, and we
took
pressed-
it. Yeah. This one, you're shooting a machine gun at you. No, I'd rather stick with my pistol. No, you'd rather pick up the gun. This is my choice, not yours.
Yeah.
So we fought a lot of Russians, like a lot of Russians, and we're like, where are the
Make sure
frickin'
all their
zombies?
heads are gone. Didn't
Yeah.
matter. They still came after
Don't
us.
even joke. Blow their heads off.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we figured, where are these zombies? We played for like, oh man, what
Must've been
seemed
like
like
2
an
hours
hour and a
before-
half.
yeah.
Yeah, before we saw a single even zombie-like
We found
creature.
a journal. It was like they the only way to stop them is to destroy their brain. We're like zombies, classic zombies, right
Classic zombies. Their heads, they're
there.
like
Where they run like
they run like
way
they're kind of
faster
like
than you.
just picture a necromorph, but you need to shoot off its head rather than its arms. This is like the second time I referenced Dead Space, the clearly superior survival horror game of these. I'll get to that too, by the way, in a different
Did you
video
ever finish it?
if I finish. So wrapping that up, we tried to get. We didn't know what the hell we were supposed to be doing. All we know is we found about 250 locked doors.
And they all had different excuses for like almost
It was
everyone.
the absolute funniest thing you will ever see. Kim complains about Resident Evil for doors being locked as Chris. This was way worse. We walked into a room, there were 7 doors. Like 6 of those 7 doors were locked, but every single one was different. I don't know the key code for this door. I'm missing the key.
I need that key code.
I need a magnetic key for this one.
The water
door
pressure's
is
too
jammed.
high.
The water pressure.
I need the handle for this door.
My hand hurts. Every single time he came up with a new excuse.
I got a boner right now.
We couldn't find like a door we could open. So it's not even like it's a linear. There were like 200 doors we could go into, but they didn't go anywhere. They just led to more
Yeah, every
dead ends.
room ended up like one room. There was like a med pack, maybe a couple of pistol ammo, and like a Russian.
Like a Russian already dead or alive shooting at us. So we found our objective, which was our Russian commander, who was sitting on the John with explosive diarrhea. And we decided to walk up to him, take his card key, and then we saw our first zombie, which actually ran towards us at top speed, swinging a knife around. And it's like, shoot him in the head. So I shoot his legs out, and then I'm trying to aim at his head, but I can't do it. And I'm like, oh, it's cool. He's on the floor, and he stands back up and keeps going. Shoot him back to the floor. He gets back up and keeps going. Right after the game tells us, conserve your ammo. It's dangerous. And I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, and you shot that one zombie, right? And his head came off. And he still kept, taking like 4 more swipes at you before he fell down.
Yeah, the next zombie.
And then the next zombie after that one, the same thing.
I must have taken like 4, 5, 6 hits from this one zombie, which I shot. Like in Resident Evil 5, or 4, this happens. You shoot a zombie's head off, and it stands there, and it might take a swing at you, like one dying swing. These guys took like 18 dying swings before they hit the ground, and they're dead already. You can't kill them anymore. They're not getting any less dead.
I think your laser sight goes through them too.
Yeah, it's like they're dead for sure, but they'll get cheap hits on you. So we walked around for a while and found about 1 billion more locked doors. Took the lock key to like underwater, where we got about 6 or 7 more jump scares. They were really lazy on the jump scares too. There was one we'll get to that. That's next, but they were really lazy on the jump scares. Like it's so standard. You're walking down a dark hallway,
that locker's
and then,
gonna open.
I was calling every single one. Jesse was like sitting there, and I was like, that locker's gonna open under that bed. That freezer is filled with the dead guy. You know, the lights are gonna shut off on me. What I really did appreciate in the game, though, and I think a lot more survival horror games would benefit from this, is they have this like feature where if you get scared, if the character gets scared, your heart starts to beat faster, but you can feel it in the vibration of the controller, and it really does affect you because they'll get you with a jump scare, and then your like heart starts like pounding out of your chest. So we read up on a few guns, didn't find a single one.
The spear gun.
The spear gun sounded really cool. It was like, a one-hit kill weapon that like let it out like a noxious gas or something like that. I was like, oh, let's get that. Couldn't find it.
You thought it was the map on the table.
I thought it was a map. I was like, oh, this is it.
It was like a rolled up map.
T, that's not the map. That's definitely a map. That's not the spear gun. This is definitely a map.
Jeez.
So we decided to, after we pushed through like the first 2-3 hours of the game, and we found the orca. Of course, we had to get to the orca because we were curious what a giant mutated orca.
It was like a glowing thing in the army to pick up. I'm like, you gotta pick this up.
And I'm like, no way, man. No, I'm not getting close to that orca's mouth.
And then you pick it up, and as soon as you pick it up, cutscene with the orca like goes,
oh, like jumps you.
And then head humpers like just jump out of it and start going nuts.
The head crabs just go crazy out of the belly. So I kill like 200. And they still start coming, and I'm like, yeah, it might be time for us to go. Like, now-ish. So we ran up the stairs, got another save point. We don't even know what we're supposed to be doing, but I kind of want to give this game a seal of approval. I actually have every intention of finishing it.
I don't really do survival horror games, but they look pretty fun for someone who would like survival horror. So if you like survival horror, I would say get this game, especially since it's like $5 or less.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was $2.99 in the bargain bin for us. I got it for free because I just finished picking up like Dragon Age and like Persona 3, which I'm sure are vastly superior. But
they're different genres. I guess you
can't fair enough. But I mean, like, me and Kim like just recently started playing survival horror games, like a lot of them, right? And I'm quite into the series right now. And I have to say, for the same price, you can buy Resident Evil 1, buy Resident Evil 1, and 5.
Isn't 5
really
like
cheap.
$15 now?
Yeah, it's really cheap. I wouldn't recommend 5 because that's more like an action gung-ho bang bang I never run out of ammo game. But if you want to scare, I don't know, it's cheap. It's again, if it's cheap, pick it up. I have every intention of playing through the rest of it. Who knows? Maybe Jesse and I will revisit it at some point. It could be fun. Maybe we'll find something cool. But as of, I would like to say that Cold Fear is kind of just a poor man's survival horror. Funny points in the game you want to throw out there before we finish?
The locked doors.
My foot hurts. I can't open this door.
Is there any more?
I would like to also throw out the boat is like rocking back and forth as you're playing. And the guy's like, you might want to be careful. I wouldn't want to fall off the boat. I'm like, like that'll happen. And then I'm fighting like 2 Russians and something, whoa! Like right off the side of the boat. And he's like telling me, I'm hanging off the side and they're like telling me you should probably move the left joystick or you don't want to die. And I'm like, ooh, good advice. And just something you should probably take note of.
We got 30 seconds.
Well, I guess this is going to be a one-timer, but me and Jesse...
We got pretty much everything we wanted.
Next is Predator Concrete Jungle. But
what about the RTS one we bought?
AVP, we didn't buy that, but we're
did?
no, we didn't buy it.
Oh yeah.
But
I thought we did.
that's your host T for Let's Not Play Cold Fear, and this is Jesse.
Yep. What's up, guys? We got 5 seconds, so
Join us
bye.
next time.
Next time.